This is the 6th year, and what we're facing is the equivalent of 100 million refugees, Syrian refugees, walking into the EU, or 66 million walking into the US.
Lebanon has received 1.5 million Syrian refugees until now, in addition to the Palestinian refugees. And this has immediately translated in many issues in the country, like growth falling to nil, like poverty rising, with 300,000 more Lebanese under the line of poverty, in addition to the million existing, with host communities being challenged in terms of jobs and in terms of services rendered.
We have had to absorb annually to 600 to 700,000 new Syrian patients that are visiting our hospitals and healthcare clinics, which is a massive increase. We have had to, and we are honored to have absorbed 150,000 Syrian boys and girls into our public schools, but we still have the challenge of about 80,000 or plus that are still outside the school system. And we are very much strong believers on not having a lost generation of Syrians remaining outside our school system for the good future of Syria, to reconstruct it and develop it.
All of this is leading, of course, the debt upward. We are seeing the debt rise for the first time since 2 years, in 2 years. And it has reached now the level of 140% of GDP, knowing that we were expecting it to be 122 before the Syrian issue. So this is immediately $550 million extra in expenditure every year.
We have a debt to GDP ratio standing at 91%, given all the burdens that we had to absorb, that the international community couldn't support us with, and the continuation of all these services to our refugees. Jordan, being an upper middle income country, has great limitations in terms of its ability to access concessionary financing. And given we're a country surrounded by crisis that is not of our own doing, this has increased our vulnerability.
The situation of Lebanon calls for 3 levels of responses. The first is a humanitarian one, because we need, of course, to cater for the needs of the refugees and also for the needs of host communities. The second is at the level of macrofinance assistance, because Lebanon needs, of course, to be sustainable on the long run to be able to cope with the shock. And the third one is developmental and infrastructure. And this is where we need to stabilize the system and bring it back to pre-crisis level. We are providing a global public good, and the whole world knows about that. And we believe that this is a burden that should be shared, because otherwise we're going to be in trouble and the rest of the world is going to be in trouble afterwards.